everyone, and welcome to episode number 7 of ASCENT Talks. My name is Ajit and I am an ASCENT member for 10 years, and I lead a company, Nova, an air conditioning company, and Pure Blue, a tech-enabled startup in the air conditioning domain. And my co-host, who missed the last show because he was stuck at the airport, is Aleem, and happy to have you back, Aleem.
Thank you, and apologies for the previous one. I was in the tech city getting very amazing network out there. So yeah. So anyway, hi guys, my name is Ali Merchant. I run a creative company called Synapse. I'm a creative genius. I like calling myself that. And welcome to the show. And I'm surprised it's the seventh episode actually. we actually
Yeah, seventh episode. We're 7 weeks. We haven't missed a week. And for anyone who's not attended any of those past 6 weeks, uh, you guys can check us out at any of these social media handles on the LinkedIn profile, or on Facebooks, or on YouTube, or even on podcasts like Spotify, Amazon Music, Carters. We are all around the place. But for people who are joining us for the first time, and you're wondering what ASCENT is all about, ASCENT is a not-for-profit expression of Harsh Mariwala, Chairman, Marico Limited, and his passion to identify high-potential growth stage entrepreneurs and enable them to grow their enterprise and enrich their entrepreneurial journey. Launched in 2012, ASCENT today empowers more than 850 entrepreneurs across India. ASCENT is designed as a unique, powerful peer-to-peer platform that leverages the power of the collective through self-facilitated groups called trust groups, which enables entrepreneurs to share and exchange experiences, ideas, insights, and create a healthy ecosystem to learn from each other. Today's event, as usual, a weekly event, ASCENT Talks showcases ASCENT members and their interesting entrepreneurial journeys. So Alim, over to you. Let's welcome our guest today.
So our guest for today is a very good friend and an ASCENT member, Mihika Sampat. She's the CEO of Elasticchemi Impacts. Elasticchemi Impacts is a synthetic rubber and chemicals distribution company headquartered in Mumbai and Chennai. She represents large global multinational companies like Dow, DuPont, and to name a few for the range of raw material. They have a client base of more than 1,000 customers pan India. Mihika completed her undergraduate degree in architecture from Mumbai, and she has a lighting design degree and also an OMP degree from the UCLA, California. Mihika joined a family business as CEO in 2016. Since then, she has accelerated the growth of a company to 100% year-on-year growth. Under her leadership, Elasticchemi has won several awards, including the Exemplary Business Practices Award in 2017 and 19 from Dow. Today, she leads an organization of 80 team members, of which 65% are women. It's a woman-owned and woman-led business in the field of rubber and chemicals. And we're very, very happy to have the stunning Mihika and our show today. Right.
Thank
So,
you. That was an amazing introduction. Thank you so much.
Okay, Alim, let's do one thing. Now that
yes.
you said that she's stunning, let's give her a full focus, man. That's it, guys. That's me for you, the stunning me for you.
Hey guys.
Fantastic. So, Mika, tell us about your business, the nature, the scale, some clients, solutions, and basically to understand what you've been doing much better. Yeah.
Sure. So firstly, thanks for having me on this platform. I'm super excited to be here. Just to let you know a little bit more about our business. We are into the imports and distribution of synthetic rubber since 1989. So it's a family business. We've been in the family business since the 1940s in rubber itself, actually. Um, so today as you rightly mentioned, we represent some of the largest global companies like Dow, DuPont, Arlanxio, and name uh, multiple of them. And we supply rubber raw materials to more than 1,000 customers pan India. So today, for example, if you're sitting in a Mahindra or a BMW or a Mercedes, it is very likely that you would find the window profiles or the door profiles or a lot of the engine parts which use rubber, most probably using rubber supplied by us. So That's one of the very major applications and fields that we cater to. Other than that, we also, Alim, your sector, the pharma sector, is the one that we supply to. So we've been very active in promoting menstrual cups. Developing that with our customers because we feel that's the future. We're one of the leaders in that, in supplying raw material for that as well. May it be rubber tubings or IV cannulas. So multiple pharma applications. It also goes into wire and cable applications. So it is a whole gamut of rubber applications that we supply to. Other than that, I feel like as a business itself, distribution business is wearing multiple hats in one go, because you are also looking at a lot of the financing activity, because you're giving a lot of credit to your customers. At the same time, you need to give delivery. At the same time, you're providing your technical services. So it's multiple hats in one go, and it's almost like we are the middlemen or middle women here. So yeah, that's a little bit of a gist of our business.
Oh, that's great, Mika. But Mika, a typical B2B business,
Yeah,
there's very little information generally for the general people who are not from the industry. B2C business, everybody seems to have an opinion about how big the market is.
yeah.
What is this industry like? Yeah, tell us in terms of sheer size, in terms of scale, what are the growth opportunities around this industry? Let's to enlighten our listeners as to what is this rubber industry all about and how big is it? What are the kind of applications? Tell about that. Yeah.
So the rubber industry in general, as I mentioned, holds multiple applications, and within the industry itself, it's huge. Um, Today we see. Actually, we see the future of the industry super bright, especially in India. We The entire, I think, the rubber industry is more than a $30 billion today, growing at a 5% CAGR. um, Today we see EV vehicles as the future. So we see a lot of our customers diving into the electric vehicle segment. It's fairly new to India, but this is the future, and we see a lot of focus, being here. There was a point in time when people were like, okay, will with the use of electric vehicles, will rubber cease to exist in the vehicle itself, because there's no petrol or other things. So but today they have found means and methods to kind of have different uses of rubber within the EV vehicle itself. um, Today we see with Europe, actually, with the super high energy costs, we see a lot of multinational companies wanting to put their plants and units in different parts of India. India initially, I feel, was considered, especially when it comes to the rubber industry itself. Like a market that, like, more like an aftermarket, where the cheaper products would be produced, or not so premium products, and that would majorly just be produced in Europe or US, etc. But today, with such high costs of manpower, labor, energy all over the world, I think all eyes are coming towards our country. And we have actually seen most of our customers growing at a scale of 20 to 30%. There is no dip in terms of the way our industry is definitely growing. We also see, in different parts of India where, we'd not presume that people are wanting to develop such products, which, highly engineered products, very, very upscale products, which are catering to the entire global market. So super excited, with this shift. We also see a shift in the mindset of the people. I think the younger generation wants to, things like even doing 3D printing in rubber technology. So I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I feel that um, it's a great space to be in today. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah,
You know,
every
Mika,
customer is growing. Every customer is growing 30%. भैया recession कहाँ पे हो रहा है? वो बताओ
correct.
यार.
And I never thought about rubber so much in my life. The only time I think about rubber is when my wife and my daughter keep fighting over their rubber band. I never knew it's got so many other applications in life. Yeah. So, pura din de like mera rubber band, mera rubber band. But anyway, yeah, moving on. So, I know Ajit, you have a dirty mind, but I was not getting on that topic.
No, I, what is it?
Mika, coming back to
But
me.
rubber is used in all sorts of applications. So, I mean, we supply to the whole gamut.
Yeah, we know. So anyway, coming back, Mika, since you took over the business, what are the significant changes you brought about since you founded the company? I know that you took over at a very, very young age. I've known you since then. So, what are the changes that you took over? You brought
Yeah,
about?
Lee, I think I think you've seen me grow up practically.
Absolutely.
Um, and, yeah. Actually, I have, as you rightly mentioned in my bio, I'm an architect by qualification, and I was literally setting up my own architecture firm. I had, registered it, gotten people to, interns under me, and at the same time, I was also, being a part of a family business. When you grow up, you're literally like in your summer breaks, you're going to office, or dinner table casual conversations are also about, office and work and stuff like that. So for me, it came very naturally to kind of do both, and I was spending half my time even in my father's office. And unfortunately, in 2016, post his demise, this was something that I took on, and I decided that might as well go in all out and see what's in there for me. Initially, I thought many things won't come to me so easily, like, but uh, there were a lot of things which, because over a span of so many years that I was introduced to small things, there was a lot of things which I felt like I could get a hang of. However, there were so many challenges, there were so many issues also that came about at that point of time. So I think your question was more relating to the changes or the challenges. Is my question? I mean, I wanted to
I think
re
challenges, changes, you can answer both,
Okay,
Mika. You can go in the
okay.
flow however
I
you
was
want
just,
to. Yeah.
yeah,
Go
because I
ahead.
think I'm getting mixed up with them. So I feel like that was a super hard time, and there were a lot of darts probably thrown at me as well, because I was trying to manage 100 things. So, and there was this quote which I remember, which this cool dude called Richard Feynman said that fall in love with an activity and just do it. Nobody ever figures out what life is all about, and it doesn't matter. So I think I fell in love with the activity of just being a part of this business, and I started diving deep within the business itself. There were huge challenges that came up, especially trying to understand the culture of the company, the current culture, how to build a team, how to recruit the right people, how to look at my customers. So everything was literally a blank slate for me, and every day was like a learning process. So that was one of the the key turning points where I feel like it was a big challenge. I had to like develop those sort of relationships with the customers, with my principals, with my bankers. So literally thrown into the ocean. Of course, my mother was there as a huge support system to me at that point of time. So that made a big difference, and so was my amazing team. But yeah, there were a lot of challenges that were thrown about. But the good part of it is, I think since 2016, we've grown around 3x of our growth. Our profitability has also increased threefold. During COVID, actually, we were very stressed about how we would manage it, because a lot of our supplies were going to the pharma companies as well, and we did not know how we would manage it. But the good part was that we had adopted digitalization much earlier in the company itself, and it was a smooth process for us. So that was something which was so easily implemented at that point of time, and we didn't have too many hiccups because of digitalization. In fact, demonetization was the best time for us because we had no cash dealings. I mean, I can say it openly on the platform. And I think the way our government has been pro MSMEs, pro business, it's just been so nice, in terms of getting so many things lined up for us. So that was super great. I think also I attract a lot of women in our company, so majority of them are a young, enthusiastic group of women, 60-65% of them, and we strongly encourage more and more women to kind of be a part of our organization as well. um, and I feel like overall there have been a lot of darts thrown, but every day is a learning process, even till date. Just the other week, there were so many things, and my CFO team had come down to my office, and there were so many things I still don't know in my balance sheet. And I was like, okay, how do I figure this
We
out?
also
What?
don't understand. Don't worry.
No,
Yeah, you're
but
not alone in this.
it's so it's so important. But in every single business, and then I just feel that it's okay, I don't need to know every single thing, but it's one step at a time. So um it's
So,
been a fun journey.
so Mika, I have a question. All entrepreneurs, we are generally told, that pick up something that you feel so passionately about,
Yeah,
work on it, find that a solution, and you will never go to work. Correct?
yeah,
That's a typical entrepreneurial journey. I'm
yeah,
going to actually ask you a difficult one. You did architecture. You worked with a very well-known architectural firm. Then you also spent time in a lighting company. And that is what you wanted to do all your life. Then a misfortune and a difficult time got, and you gave up that. Correct? You completely gave up that because you had that. How does this fit in, man? I mean, are we supposed to believe that, are you doing something where your heart and soul is not in, and you're just doing it? Or how does it, and if that is the case, then how did you actually grow the business, and how do you actually get to work every day? What is it? Tell us that.
so actually, this is kind of interweaved between my previous answer as well, that you know um, I always did love architecture. Architecture is, nothing can be in past tense, but is my passion as well. And it was something that I truly, truly enjoyed doing. Uh, you would say a B2B is a more of a boring business.
Yeah.
But the first step as to how I actually started, diving my whole energy and mind into it was when, I realized that, that was also it. I think it was a lot to do with my own personal connect with my father as well, where I wanted that connect, that I come to work and it kind of did remind me of my father in some way. So that was the first connect for me to get out of what I was doing and just start, putting my mind to what was already there. But once I started diving deep into what I was doing, I loved it. Like, I felt like this is my jam, like this is something that I was born to do. Like, and I think it can be any business, but if you're truly enjoying what you're doing and you're just having fun, I mean, I used to look at it like, I feel if you look at work too seriously, oh my god, now this is happening and this is such a big problem, and it will happen every day. There will be problems, but if you're just having fun doing it, going deep into the issues of what's really happened, trying to solve it, like we all are, we're all in this, in the same journey. But if you're truly enjoying it, I think nothing is, everything else is forgotten then.
Absolutely.
So let's be honest about this, Ali. Did she speak from her heart, or she just like, I want to be
Totally,
nice and
totally. एकदम
understand?
emo moment हो गया आज ये टाइम.
Yeah, total. She said that,
Very
no,
nice.
I got
और
to,
अभी
I got to say it correctly. I just got to get it correctly. वो दिल पे थोड़ा दर्द होता है, but I got to take it correctly. But I got to say it correctly.
Yeah,
Mika,
that
because
is
Ali,
you
yes,
Ascent Talks. Ascent Talks with Simi Garewal हो गया था आज.
no,
I
but
was wearing white except you.
Sorry,
We're all wearing white except you, me and
I'm,
Ajit.
I'm the black
that's
sheep.
true.
Always been.
No, but Mika, I think what you said makes is a huge takeaway. It says that all right, your life throws certain things on you, but you just take what it comes and put your passion into it, and then you make that work for you every day of your life. And I think that's a huge takeaway, and that's a huge learning for most entrepreneurs, especially second generation entrepreneurs who are put in those situations, that you take the best of what comes to you at life and then put your passion into it. So it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
Mika, tell
Yeah.
us about your Ascent journey. I'm in your trust group, so I can ask a little more around that. But tell us about your journey in Ascent. How was the experience at the Ascent Conclave that we also had, and tell us more about how enriching this journey has been. And be kind because I'm watching.
So this year I attended the conclave virtually. I was not in town, so unfortunately I couldn't meet my fellow Ascent members. Um, but truthfully speaking, again, the time I joined Ascent was a very vulnerable time, and I met with Archana and Harsh as well. This was way back in, when did our group start? 2017, I
16,
think,
15,
around
16, yeah,
16,
16,
17, around the same time where I just started my work. So getting fully involved in my business. So and I remember, going to Harsh's office, and I was late by 10 minutes. And, and I remember going there, and it's not a very wise thing to do, but I went and I sat in front of him, and I was asking him for guidance, that how do I approach this situation, and him being a powerhouse of knowledge, what do I do, am I going in the right direction? Because I was completely clueless. I had no real mentors around me in terms of to guide me. And I obviously did look up to him, and then he's like, why don't you join Ascend? It would be really helpful to you, and it would you'd have this group. And then I spoke to Archana about it, and then I enrolled myself into Ascend, and I think that was the greatest blessing for me at that point of time, even till today. But it was amazing because I literally had people to discuss my issues or problems with. And I mean, at 26, 27, you don't really have a lot of your friends who are solely handling the business. Very few of them who would be. So to discuss your issues, to discuss your problems, where do you go, who's your sounding board, and without any judgments, and purely just being there to help you out and guiding you. So I personally felt that Aleem was one of my mentors in my group, but we have a lovely, lovely group of 12, no, 10 people now, 10,
10 plus 1.
10 one. So I'm obviously the only girl.
Yeah.
But like literally we're like family now, and everybody knows each other inside out. But at that point of time, the kind of support that I got, not only did was I patiently heard of, not only was I given the right advice, but if I was gonna fall down, there would be like literally, like, I think we do this all the time, not just for me but for all of us. Like if somebody is in a real bad situation, so like out of our group, I think two three of them will have one opinion, the other will have another, that I think maybe you should do this, I think maybe you should do this, and then together only they come up with a solution that no, I feel together this is right for you, and maybe we should get out of. So it's almost like your problem is everybody else's problem. So it's so cool, to be a part of this, and I am truly, truly grateful. There's so many other groups out there and forums out there, but this is just unbiased. Nobody thinks of, oh, this one's turnover is this or this one's. it, all those things are gone to the drain. It's just about how can we help each other, how can we grow, how can every single meeting be impactful. Till date we are like that. So yeah.
Amazing. Too good, yeah. So, Mika, we have just about 5 minutes to keep to our commitment of 30 minutes. So, forget about work, forget about everything. Tell us about your personal hobbies, everything other than architecture and rubber. And what are your personal hobbies? Tell us about your family here and how do you
Basically, how
spend
do you
all
uda
of
all your
that money?
paisa?
Yeah, how do you spend that money? How do you spend all that money? Tell us about that.
So, personally speaking, I don't believe in anything called as a balance, because I think balance is for boring people. But I definitely am a lot into fitness, so I really look into what I eat, and I had this super bad knee injury, so I used to love playing sports. I used to love playing tennis and TT back in the day, but with my knee injury, I had to give it up, and now I'm like, because I feel like if your body and your mind is not healthy and you're not light enough, you're not able to optimally perform as well. So I'm super like, heavy into how I'd like to monitor my food and my diet and my daily routine. In addition to that, I think I'm a very I love arty stuff, because again, my architecture past, but I love painting and I love drawing, so that's something I do definitely in my spare time. Other than that, I think a little bit about my family. So my mom, she's been like, we're like a whole women team here in the house. So my grandmother, she's even till date, till 90, she comes to my office just to take a round to sign checks, just so that, she feels like she's also a part of this. And very dynamic woman. She used to also lead, I think, the factory in the 1960s. My mother also, she has been a huge, she's a superwoman. She's like the most amazing person ever. She's been a very, very big support system to me. So she's somebody who, is somebody I get super influenced by. And my sister, so I'm telling you, all women, she's an entrepreneur herself. She runs a brand for children's wear, and she's somebody who I look up to. She's almost like my second mother. So yeah, I mean, a family of totally women-oriented people. So yeah, so that's
That's
that.
amazing. That's truly amazing, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Absolutely good, Mihika. Superb. Great hearing from you, Mihika. So we're just about enough time to close this show so that we stick to our commitment of 30 minutes. But Mihika, it's been fun listening to you. It's been great. It's great that you came across and you shared those journey of yours. And hopefully we'll get you back in another show again together to hear from how you move from here to the next level.
Thank you so much. It was so nice for you to have me here, and I really, really enjoyed it. I think it was a fun session.
thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Mihika.
So, yeah.
See you
Thanks a
soon
lot.
for our next.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
See.
So, guys, we're at the end of the show. And as usual, there's a point of action, two things to do. If you're an entrepreneur, just happy listening to all the entrepreneurial story, follow us on the Ascent Foundation LinkedIn page. And every Friday at 11 o'clock, we'll get you an entrepreneurial journey, which will inspire you and will kickstart your week. But if you believe that the next decade is the era for India and you want to be part of that story, and you believe that you're growth ready, then you should visit ascentfoundation.in and apply for membership. A huge disclaimer here, this is not a membership that you pay a fee and you get out, okay? So have the patience, make an application, let the Ascent team reach out to you, let them evaluate you. And if you're truly a growth ready entrepreneur, welcome to our community. So that's it for today, and we'll see you next Friday at 11 a.m. with a new Ascent member story.
And don't forget to share, like, comment, and tell the whole world about this amazing show that's got thousands of TRPs. So, see you
Yeah, at least
soon.
that's what we like to believe. At least that's what we like to believe. That it's really rocking. It's all around the place. It's there on all the podcast channels, on
RTV
all
and
the social
Netflix have
media.
already contacted us for an exclusive show. So yeah.
See you guys. See you next Friday at 11 a.m. Bye, Ali. Ciao. See you.